After my last episode moved ahead of my schedule with Raccoon being so prominent for what I am currently playing, all things have shuffled. I've now turned this into an episode of demos that I feel like my wife would like. A shock to myself as I did not plan for that at all. I planned for us to play a demo co-op together, but with life plans and trips out of state, I dropped that demo out of the docket. Unexpectedly, I have an entry all dedicated to games she would be interested in. I found out about Sludgineers after purchasing their previous game, Squiggle Drop, for my wife to play on her Steam Deck, particularly because of the touchscreen. Sludgineers is an incremental cleaning game that has bite-sized levels on one screen. Like other incremental games, you start off weak and get stronger through playing the game. Each level is full of pollution that you are looking to vacuum up. What is cool about Sludgineers is that the goop you're cleaning is put into barrels that are refined to use as a resource to spend for upgrades. The color scheme that the developers chose for this one makes it stand out among other cleaning games. Most of the time when thinking about those games, you think of dirt, mud, or dust being the big thing you're ridding of. But here the main obstacle to remove is shiny purple. Not a common color when you think of a mess. I tend to think of clicker games best for methods that are for, well, clicking. Using a mouse or a touchscreen make for the best in my experience. But here with Sludgineers, it honestly worked incredibly well with the controller. Plus, even in just the demo, it introduced a second resource that you have to clean a level, switching from the vacuum to a jackhammer. My wife couldn't play Power Washing Sim because it being first person made her motion sick. Snickerdoodle Games may have just had another one for her, because just showing her the gameplay, she was on board. Lexispell is a roguelite word game, which we've seen a lot in the last year. Curse Words was one that just came out last month that I had demoed in the Steam Next Fest. And while I liked it, it felt like it leaned into the Scrabble adjacency on a grid too much for my liking. Lexispell has it like a freeform Tetris, where the letters are almost poured like a liquid into a glass. That comparison does make sense, because when matching letters touch, they combine into one that would score more. There are also symbols that can be used for substitutes for words, or additions to make the score more, like the Greek sigma being an E or a hashtag before a word. Lexispell also has some fun into it. Tutorial bits aren't taught by a witch or wizard as you would expect. Your instructor is a pigeon, which even he admits is an oddity. Lexispell offers two modes of play. The first is a Balatro-style roguelite that offers ways to modify your score. There's no time limit, and you're just trying to score based on you're making the best words. The other mode of play is time-based adventure score mode, where letters are dumped into the cup after a set amount of time. And that is the same thing with the roguelite mode, but the added time pressure makes it feel like the game has a complete package. If you want a chill experience to build combos to try and break the game, you have that. If you want a little tension through a timer and striving for a high score, you have that. Spare Devil had both high score and roguelite modes after the Survivors update came out earlier this year, and honestly should be the model for more games having that going forward. The final demo is another casual game, as has been the theme for this episode. In Artisan of Glimmith, you are solving logical puzzles of assembling stained glass, which fits in with the artsy side of my wife perfectly. As a child, she got into making stained glass art through a neighbor of hers. My father-in-law recently gave her tools for making more of that art and all of her glass that she had in storage. For Artisan of Glimmith, you are solving single-screen puzzles about filling a grid using specific stained glass shapes. As an example, a puzzle may have a 2x5 grid, but you can only use L shapes to complete the puzzle. Otherwise, if you don't fill it with L shapes and you just do like straight lines, the puzzle won't let you finish. Ladder puzzles in the demo add more twists to making the puzzles unique. One that I thought stood out were these walls where you have symbols touching spaces on both sides of the wall. The two spaces can never feature the same shape. The small twists make for fun rethinking of solutions. The puzzles of the demos were not that difficult for me, but also it's a demo. So the more difficult puzzles should not be experienced in a preview that is less than an hour. Plus, it is quite the casual experience, and that's kind of the vibe you get through easy puzzles. It isn't the brain burner puzzle you would find in Baba Is You, Colorbound, and Snakebird. What helps the games is the visuals. The beautiful world the game is in helps to further the cozy nature it presents. Just from the demo, I can recommend Artisan of Glimmith to people who want a chill puzzle game that they can feel accomplishment from a short session, and the full game is currently out, releasing on March 17th.